Hi everyone, and welcome to this quick recording of workshop one, essentially for those who went there at the workshop, but also for those who wanted to use it uh, during this co-working session with the coach. So we'll just go through the slide as normal all the way to the breakout. As you know, today we're giving you an overview of the UK food industry. We'll give you a definition of entrepreneurship, specifically food entrepreneur. We'll talk about different markets in the industry, and we'll introduce three concepts that maybe you know already to help you define your business, market, customers, and competitor research. So our goal today is to understand how to look for market segment and trend in the UK F&B industry, how to find market that fit your business, and most importantly, hopefully you'll be able to do your own market, customer, and competitors research. So you've all seen the agenda. We've done the icebreaker in person, but for those who went there, um, this is very much what we talked about. And we've also introduced the team, the Food Power team. Again, for those who were there in person, you've seen this slide. So you've met me, I've done all the interview. You've also met James for most of you. And very soon you will also meet Omama, who will take over the workshop delivery when she is back with us in March. Then we went through the Food Power curriculum. So I'm gonna quickly go uh, through these slides because you've seen them, you've seen the calendar, and I think you understand very much the flow of the workshop. So we're going from a very general to a very specific sort of, I guess, funnel of information, I guess. And then also in terms of timeline, I did mention that although the workshops felt like they were one after the other, the work was sort of happening at the same time, and you will have to sort of keep your mind on several things at the same time. But that's why you have a coach. That's why we're here. We're here to support you from developing your hero dish all the way to the Mission Kitchen showcase and graduation in June. So that's what we'll do for you. For and very specifically market opportunity as well. For those who went there, we've sort of taken some quotes from all of your applications and put them there on that sort of virtual wall just to show you, to show everyone basically the breadth and diversity of businesses that we have in this program, and that to say also that there's a lot of room for everybody because everybody is doing something different. So you can have a look there. Feel free to pause and do have a look. And then we went on to define entrepreneurship, which I think again everybody understand very easily. So entrepreneurs, an entrepreneur is someone who create a new business, bear most of the risks, do a lot of the hard work, but also get most of the reward. And an entrepreneur doesn't just work hard to change their own life. Entrepreneurs play a key role in any economy. They are often seen as innovators and as creative because they are a source of new ideas, product and services. They show initiative. They are very dynamic. They enrich the market and people's life. And maybe most importantly, they create job and prosperity for other people. In terms of the 10th step to start a food business, again, going through this very quickly. Passionate and committed is important. Understand the market, where to sell and who to sell to. Try to create an amazing product and an amazing menu. You should try to develop a great brand, build lasting relationship with market and sales partner. You also will need to develop your pricing, sourcing, costing, and process to make sure that your product is profitable. You should have a clear budget and financial plan. And you will definitely, more than definitely, need access to finance as well. You will need support to financial support to start your business, whether it's a business loan, a bank loan, family loan, or a grant. At some point, you will need the right equipment and the right team, and most importantly, maybe be compliant. Very, very important to be very compliant. And then we've discussed the different type of food businesses. Again, I'm just gonna go through these very quickly because you all understand obviously what your business idea is. So as you know, in hospitality or in the food industry, you have several segments. Some of you want to go into street food, for example. So that would be, or at least start with street food. So this would be having, for example, a stall in a street food market. Uh, Cost for trading can vary a lot, and customer don't want to pay too much for street food. So you need to make sure that you have a very simplified menu, maybe of your idea, just to make sure that you meet the costing and the pricing needs. Something quite similar to that as well. Some of you have talked about having a food truck. So this example is not from the UK, but from Australia. Fergo is a social enterprise started by refugees and asylum seekers in Australia. And they sort of have this food truck basically to support the community over there. Couple of people have mentioned restaurant as well. Again, possibly the most difficult thing to do in the food industry. That should be the sort of the end game, unless you have the financial mean to start with having a restaurant. Um, but not that it's impossible. It's just really you'll have to take some steps um, there in order to end having a restaurant. We have some people who want to go into groceries and pantry products, which is called retail food. Essentially, it's going into supermarket shelves. And we have supported a few entrepreneurs like that in the past. Again, difficult, but at least there is a process. There's a process and there's a path. There's a few qualification and certification to get. Uh, and it's quite competitive as well, but it is possible with a lot of hard work to end up in supermarket shelves. Catering as well is a great way to make revenues. You can cater for private customers, so B2C, or you can do corporate hospitality, which is also called B2B. And it's quite profitable and it's very easy. You know exactly what you need to make, but the hardest thing is to get started and start building your customers list as well. But this is a great way to generate revenue and to get some exposure on your brand. And one thing I think that I haven't heard anyone this year talked about is dark kitchen. So dark kitchen, as you might know, are fairly new businesses idea, maybe not so much now since COVID. So it's the act of hiring a professional kitchen space to make food for home delivery or catering. And it's a bit unusual because there's no sittings, it's not a customer facing business. Customers cannot visit you. So usually they're being reached through delivery partner, usually mostly online, like Deliveroo or Just Eat. Next, we talked about. Oh, and by the way, this is Osama, who is a turn entrepreneur in Liverpool. Next, we talked about market research and what it is. Essentially, this is the understanding of who you can sell to and what they want, so your customer. It is understanding where you can sell, and it is understanding who else sells there. So your customer, your market, and your competitors. Once you know all these things, you can adjust your menu, you can adjust your hero dish, and you can also adjust your pricing and your brand. So, in other words, market research will help you understand where your brand and your product fit. It is asking, what do people want? Do people want my product? And the goal is to find the right people interested in your type of product so you can sell more. So, do you research by sector and try to understand what works for you? So it could be retail, as we discuss. It could be standalone setup like cafe or food venues, outdoor hall, which is quite trendy at the moment, but just maybe a little bit hard in terms of logistic. Or it could be remote and mobile, like catering online or in the office, and then doing delivery from home. Now, discussing your customers, as we talked about during the workshop, we talked about customer persona. So a customer persona is a character, like a character in a book or a movie, and is based on the type of people you think your business idea is serving. It's like you make a story about this person who you think might be exactly the type of person that might use your business. And the process of creating personas is a way to brainstorm about your customers. Who are they? What are their main goal? What makes it hard for them to achieve those goals? Their attitude about life, their belief. So, as we've seen, customers are many and varied, and your goal is essentially to find the right type of customers for you. So when you create a customer persona, essentially you're profiling or creating your perfect customer. Uh, so I can give you a quick example. So this is Alfred. Alfred is a 30-something from Europe but living in London. He loves food and has an interest in cooking. He works long hours in a startup and often orders takeaway from the apps on his phone. When he has a moment, he goes to takeaway places near the office in East London. And on the weekend, he feels a bit guilty for not cooking, so he orders a DIY box online that provide all the ingredient and a couple of recipe for him and his friends to cook on Friday and Saturday. And then on Sunday, he really likes to keep it simple and go dining in a brunch restaurant with friends and maybe his partner. So he essentially Alfred likes takeaway delivery, local takeaway, do it at home food box, and local chain restaurants. So if you were in those fields, Alfred would be your perfect customer. And again, we've given the second example, um, very, very easy to do. So this is Jack. He's 27 and single, works part-time for a graphic design firm. The rest of the time he's working the door at his favorite club in Soho. Jack's dream is to make a living as a guitarist with his band. He's also a vegetarian, doesn't have a lot of money to spend going out. He's always after a good deal when he's out and about, and always remember the place that serves good vegetarian dishes. He learned to cook to make sure he doesn't eat stuff that is made from animal. So he goes to his local supermarket and make sure he cooks batches for the week, ready for when he gets home. He's also trying to stay fit with a weekly exercise routine. Uh, so he really focuses on healthy, low-fat option whenever he can. These two people on Reel, they simply illustrate two very different customers, but that would fit different type of business that would be very appealing for any business that would work in these categories. So the reason why customer research is so important is that you're trying to make a real connection. To create a successful business, you need to connect with your customers. So making meaningful connection will help you understand them better and have a more open relationship with them. You want to create something that's valuable for your customers. So once you know who they are and what they want, you can create something that they will actually like. It also helps you reduce risks. If you listen to your potential customers, they could help you staying away from very costly mistakes. They might also give you ideas that really make it worth investing your time and money. So the more you understand your customer, the more valuable your products will be. We then discussed example of target customers. So for delivery customers, for example, we had the office worker, the regular weekender, and the occasional binger, so the healthy occasional binger. All these people would tend to, use takeaway, but as a delivery provider, as a takeaway provider, you would need to adjust to these three types of customers differently if you wanted to cater to them. And then there was also the example of catering is the same in that segment as well. You could cater for events managers, so a single person, or you could, event manager, a single person in an office that would then sort of provide you food to the whole office. You could go from a few hundreds to a few thousand, or you could do it regularly with organizers like wedding planners, for example, are a great example. Or you could actually use people like influencers or people online or in real life that like to spread the word about food that they've discovered. As a catering provider, as a catering business, you would want to cater to these three segments and you would have a different approach essentially for those three segments in order to keep them working with you. Now, when it comes to the competition, like how do you stand out against competition? First, you essentially have to identify your competitors, and the first step is to look around and see who's doing the same things you want to do, both in terms of cuisine and style. And this will help you to have more idea about what you'll do, and it will show you what customers are looking for and what they're willing to pay. In London, the location is really important, and it will really guide how you can price your food. So if you wanted to get a place in Camden, as we talked about, there are already a lot of people trading there. So how do you fit in? Well, you got to find a few things out by going there and looking for information and impression. So how are they different? How are they the same? Then you have to decide what you can do differently. So about your product, is your food from a different region? Do you make it differently? Do you have a secret ingredient? Maybe the environment. What dining experience do you want your customer to have? What's the main focus of your business and how do you show that? Uh, Service can be a differentiator as well. So how can you make sure that you and your team are provided a high level of service to all customers? Feedback is really important and potential customer will read review. So it's important to be consistent both in terms of your food and the service you offer. And finally, um, guys, you can basically be different using storytelling and brand identity. So this is where you can really shine as people are really interested in your journey to the UK and your journey into hospitality and your business. So you need to be natural and find a way to share your story and essentially who you are. So people will remember you for this, and it will help customer connect with your food and your business just a little bit more. So a big part of the research should be done on the competition. You need to know what they're doing. Um, you need to know what they're doing to make sure you can do something differently or better. So the competition will influence your price point. Will you charge more or less? Your services as well. Will you offer the same services or maybe more or less or fewer services, sorry? And also your marketing. So what is your competitor story and how can you tell a different story? So you need to go and research the competition uh, anywhere in real life, on website, read the reviews, and you can work on features, the four features of your food operation that you can control and need to assess against the competition. So they are your product. Essentially, you need to make sure that your food is as good as it can be at the very least. You know, if you want to be successful in this field, this is the most important. Number two, your environment. So how do people feel when they connect with your business? Um, when they're entering your business. So cleanliness has always been associated with high-end, high-quality hospitality venues, for example. And whether you're in a Michelin star restaurant or in a truck, um, I think it's important to make sure that you give the best experience you can give, which leads us to service and people. So, who here has experienced something similar to bad services? And this is essentially what you're trying to avoid. You know, you want to be available for your customers and you want to give them an experience to remember. So just so you know, according to a research from People First, 53% of hospitality employers believe their employees lack essential customer skills. Make sure that it's not you, and make sure you treat your customer right. You know the saying, people aren't buying product, people are buying people. Whether it's true or not, just cover your bases and make sure that both the product and the customer service is great. And then the fourth, I guess, point that you can influence is your storytelling and branding. Nobody will tell the same story as you, only, because you are unique and the way you conduct your business is unique. So think about how people perceive you. Is your story clear and consistent? So, this is something you can control. If you can't control the competition, at least you can control your brand. And you should have basically your story ready to tell, so people understand exactly what you're about. So the exercise or the breakout exercise that you should do this week with your coach is this one. We would like you to take notes on your market research template about what you want to sell, where you can sell it, your target customers, and your competitors. I think that all of you have access to your folders. So you could do that with your coach. You could prep before meeting your coach. But if you go to the section 2 of your turn folder, and we recommend around 40 minutes to an hour just to do some research and discuss that with your coach. And if you enter it straight away in this document, we'll be able to follow up and keep track of it as we move through the program. To help you with this, we have this link here. And for those who are at the workshop with us, you know that Ivan had to make a quick QR code because the one I had was obsolete. So this is a new one. You can actually scan that QR code. It works. And we sort of have put a document together to help you with market research. Please do use it. It is just a helpful tool. And to conclude, we discussed about what was coming in terms of to do. So workshop two, not this week, but the next. You'll get reminders in the WhatsApp group and in coaching session booking that by now all of you should have booked already. So hopefully in this workshop, um, you hopefully understood that the first step to starting your food business was a little bit of research about market, about customers, and about competitors. It's important because it will set you up for success and it will really guide where you're going next, and help you refine your product. So, you know, spend a few hours if you can this week. That would be fantastic. Then spend an hour with your coach, or at least 45 minutes. And then try to spend a few hours defining menu item for your target market as well. If you have time, this would be great and would set you up nicely for workshop number two, who will happen again, not this week, but the next on the 3rd of February. And workshop number two will be online, guys. We will share the information on the WhatsApp group, so you don't have to travel for this workshop. And very briefly, depending on when you see this video, this recording, you should have this invitation in your WhatsApp group as well. But you're more than welcome to join us to the launch of Turn and Square partnership. Square is sponsoring Food Power this year. And if you didn't know, Square is a provider of payment system for small businesses, specifically food businesses. This is why they're interested in what we do, specifically what you guys are doing with Food Power this year. You're more than welcome, but you do need to RSVP if you want to come. Just scan this QR code there, and you should have access and receive an invite. Hopefully, by the time you see the video, you would have already RSVP'd. Any questions, as usual, use the WhatsApp groups. You can contact me or James by email or by WhatsApp group. Any question you have, big, small, please let us know. We're here to help. And finally, please do give us some feedback. We're very interested in hearing your thoughts on what the programs feels like and looks like and what you get out of it, just so we can refine it. Feel free to be honest as well, because when you tell us what doesn't work, then we can actually change it. So yeah, this is it, guys. Any question, again, let us know. And yeah, do enjoy your co-working week with your coach, and we'll see you at the next workshop.